Velma. This show is amazing. Bah, see, I lied. That was a lie. That was a complete fabrication. That is not true. That's what I wish I started off this review with. Velma. This show is a great example as to why you should never watch television. Watch YouTube instead. It's got me on there. I spent an entire afternoon watching Velma to give my honest opinion about it. It's gotten so much attention and buzz from around the online world because everybody hates it so much. I want to make this clear, I did not hate watch Velma, and I did find out that I did hate watching it. No, but really, I'll give you an anecdote of what happened when I sat down to watch this. So throughout my watching experience, I thought, oh, I'd get out a Google Doc because, you know, I'll write some notes for the video that you are currently watching. I gave up by episode 4. I completely gave up. I was so tired after watching just 4 episodes of this. As of recording this video, there are only 6 episodes in the first season. There's going to be a second season. I know, I'm tearing my hair out already. So why do I dislike Velma? And why does everybody dislike Velma? I mean, I'm no master critic, so like you can watch it if you feel like it, but I'm going to state my case as to why Velma is the show that hates you. First though, let's get in the positives. Okay, so some of the scenes in this show are gorgeously animated. And that is the end of the positives list. So Velma follows Velma, a girl in high school who is smart, judgy, and incredibly unfunny. And that last personality trait was not intended by the show. The plot itself consists of her adventure to find her missing mother. But don't worry, it's not just Velma. There's characters like Fred and Daphne and Shaggy. Fred is a spoiled brat, Daphne is a popular girl, and Shaggy...
I sell you a kidney to get the $500 I need to make Velma date me? I mean, I'd be a fool not to at this point, right?
I mean, what do they do to Shaggy? They don't even call him Shaggy, they call him Norville. Notice how I said that Scooby-Doo isn't in this? Yeah, he's not. The dog does not show up at all. It's Scooby-Doo without Scooby-Doo. What more can you say? There is one reference to his name, and that's it.
And wait, what did Scooby do?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And again, unless he shows up in Season 2, he's not there, because they've already confirmed Season 2 to be a thing, and I've watched many different types of Scooby-Doo shows, and Mystery Incorporated is my favourite. It's got amazing storytelling with fantastic characterization. Even the classic Scooby-Doo was charming.
Am I glad he's frozen in there and that we're out here and that he's the sheriff and that we're frozen out here?
The movie they did with John Cena was alright. I'm gonna say it was alright, you know, it was fine. The good news is, this is not a Scooby-Doo show, so don't worry, it's not ruining your childhood or anything. This is just separated from Scooby-Doo completely, because it's not Scooby-Doo. Velma the show has a characterization problem, because despite their names being the same and them dressing the same as the original characters, these characters are not the same. They are completely different. Sometimes it's fine to just change a character up sometimes. It's a good way of making things fresh. But they've changed the characters so much, it just doesn't feel like them.
I have a disease where I can't recognize people who aren't hot.
And Velma is just Kindy Mailing. And Velma is just Mindy Kaling in cartoon form. Now you probably know Mindy Kaling from The Office, or maybe Inside Out, or maybe something else. Nothing off the top of my head. Those are the 2 things I know her from. If you're a fan of her, I'm sorry. This is the worst thing that anyone can make. Another big problem I think this show has is the humor. It is so painfully difficult to sit through this.
Oh, sorry I'm not a drunk on the verge of losing custody like every other woman solving murders these days.
None of the jokes made me laugh. I got a tiny, tiny smile out of one of the visual gags, and that was it. This show is a comedy, by the way.
You know what 420 is, right?
Yeah. It's code for adults who still watch cartoons.
Who is the target audience for this? Why would she say that? Actually, no, let me show you my favorite scene. There, they should have ended it there, right there. That would have been brilliant. The next of the episodes can just be Mindy Kaling apologizing. I would absolutely listen to that. This show has taken the Scooby-Doo characters and completely changed them in almost every single aspect that made them enjoyable to watch. Even in the live-action movies, they didn't change all that much about the characters. They were still the same. The writing was actually funny in a lot of Scooby-Doo shows, and I know some people didn't like the laugh track, but I mean, it was the 60s, so who cares?
I wonder where in the world she is. Figures. I'd end up in Philadelphia.
That clip there is funnier than the entirety of Velma. Velma herself can't solve mysteries in this show without getting hallucinations, which is the lamest and most pointless thing they could add to the character. The only thing that these hallucinations offer to the table is the beautifully animated shots that I mentioned earlier. And they're really only a thing for the plot that requires Velma to have Shaggy around. I'm not calling him Norval, I'm calling him Shaggy. To make her laugh, and that's for some reason breaks her out of an hallucination? Is this the show's way of portraying a panic attack? In another episode, she just stops having one because Daphne kisses her? Tim Allen, what do you think of this? Exactly, Tim, exactly. Here's a tip for you people out there. If somebody's having a panic attack, do not kiss them. That's like giving somebody who's having a heart attack a German suplex. Not only are these characters poorly adapted, but they're mean. Velma does not have a single nice character in the entire show. The title character, Velma, constantly assumes she's right about everything. She's quick to judge others. As I mentioned earlier, she finds Shaggy funny, but the reason why she finds him funny is because she's laughing him off when he confesses that he likes her romantically. I don't know what the writers were going for with Velma. Do they want her to be the nerd who has no friends, or they want her to be the mean one who rejects people? Like, they can't do both. And they do both. Think that the main cast having different personalities is weird? Oh, well, Fred, in a matter of 4 episodes, he goes from a spoiled brat baby and a jock who can't do anything to a feminist who is actively breaking out of prison and forming a gang? The personalities and motivations change way too quickly and way too drastically. One minute, Shaggy offers good advice and a helping hand to Daphne. Next, he doesn't care and uses Daphne to find out what Velma likes. Like, are these supposed to be likable characters? They sometimes set up Shaggy to be an actual decent person. He's even a Twitch streamer, which means he's definitely a good person. Here's one of the things I actually did get in my notes. Let me play you this clip. Who does this sound like to you?
You're embarrassing yourself, Frederick.
Scooby, right? That sounds exactly like Scooby. No, that's Fred's dad, who is voiced by Frank Welker. The guy who's been voicing Fred and Scooby for 50 years. He's in this show, and he's not voicing Fred or Scooby too. The casting is actually not bad. It's not terrible. I actually do like the dude who voices Shaggy. If he weren't supposed to be Shaggy, I would like him more, but because he is Shaggy, it's a lot worse. I am a tiny bit torn on Velma though, because the one thing it occasionally gets right is the one thing a lot of adult animation shows have been missing. As I've said, some of these scenes are amazing to watch. They are creative and they're so visually appealing that the designs and the backgrounds and everything, it's so much care has been put into this visually. But that's not what this show strives to do. It actually, instead of showing off some beautiful, imagery or something that, you might actually want to watch, they put that on the back burner while the comedy takes center stage. And obviously a lot of work has gone into the show. It's just a shame that it ranks nowhere near good enough in the writing or storytelling department. I'm not going to rate it or rank it like most reviews do. You can watch this show if it appeals to you, but I'm saying do not give this show any attention if you're not actually interested in it. And also there's theories about Shaggy dating Scooby. Okay, bye!
Get down.